Greetings, YouTube. So, a Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, has voted to go union by a margin of more than 70%. That's huge because the southern states had been able to resist union uh, organization for decades, very successfully. They would be willing to spend, tens of millions of dollars to do everything within their power to prevent a union from coming into power. Because if a union gets there, that means that workers have a voice. And corporations hate when workers have a voice. They would like workers to be mute and just take the abuse that they're going to heap upon them silently. And if they don't like it, they can go flip burgers somewhere because they deride any kind of labor because they look down at laborers. They look down at workers. Everyone deserves a living wage. Everyone deserves the protections that a union can give them. And in a just society, we would have them. You would not need unions because every single worker would have all the protections they need from cradle to grave, from the first day you took a job as a 16-year-old or whatever it was, until the last day when you retire at 65, you would be completely protected from all predation by corporations. Because that's not how it works. Because why corporations despise the concept of organized labor, they love the concept of organized capital because they've been organizing capital since the 17th century. It's been a slow process, but it really took up speed at the end of the 18th, and then it was at full steam ahead for the 19th, and of course it rolled all the way up to the Great Depression. Um, but now corporations are doing the same kind of evil today in the 2020s that they did in the 1920s. There's a lot of parallels there, folks, and we should be freaking terrified. Um, but corporations organize capital, so we workers should organize labor. And I'm really happy that these folks got that vote and they're going to have a union in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This, I'm hoping, is the thin end of the wedge to start getting more of these things in the southern states. Because a lot of the people that voted for this, they moved from other parts of America looking for work, but they're from more pro-union areas. A lot of the people are younger. They're not boomers. And they understand how capitalism works, whereas boomers have been led to believe the mythology of capitalism, the folklore of capitalism, the propaganda of capitalism. I am a rare exception in that I am technically a boomer, born in 64, but I don't buy the BS of capitalistic propaganda. Too many of my cohort, those that are just a few years older than me, do in fact buy the BS. They still think that a loyalty to a company will get you something. Yes, an early grave. Your loyalty to the company is not going to get anything. America became great when we had strong unions. That's what built the middle class. And corporations have been trying to dismantle that middle class ever since. So now it's time to rebuild it. And apparently the government's not going to do it, so it's going to be up to us. So I'm hoping more plants vote for this. I hope more of them have young workforces or young workforce and they vote for the union, and it just terrifies the folks in charge of these institutions, these factories, because they should be terrified. But they also should be aware that organized labor that will sit down at the negotiation table with a unified front when it comes to capitalism is a much preferable process and result at the end than, say, the workers coming to your house at midnight with pitchforks and torches and knocking on your door. Because that kind of shit happened. And I think we should make sure that the capitalists don't ever fucking forget it.